I want to believe that, but I can also show you stats showing you that like more and more young people in particular, but more and more people are even just leaving the faith. So does that mean that their marriages are no longer a Christian marriage? Does that mean that, or a Muslim marriage for that matter, doesn't have to be Christian, like just because they were married in a religious ceremony, does that mean that they're now religious? Because we need to define terms, and we need to also look at data points in correlation with other data points. So when we're looking at the dissolution of marriages, when we're looking at the divorce rate right now, which is right around 50% and has been since about well, I shouldn't say that. It spiked crazy right after 1968-ish, right after the advent of hormonal birth control, which we'll talk about a little bit later. But all that good stuff, when we look at things in correlation to like we look at certain data points in correlation to other data points, we can get a clear picture, I think, of what's going on. So when I look at like, say, the enrollment rates of men in college versus like their sexlessness rates from the GSS studies that we constantly quote, you have to look at those two together and say, okay, now correlating these two data points, what's actually going on? You have to do something similar with marriage statistics and divorce statistics. So when people go, oh, well, divorce is on decline. Yeah, because marriage rates have never been lower in recorded American history. So we're at 5.1 per 1,000. That is as low as it has ever been since they started recording back in like 1850. So what does that say? Oh, men aren't living up to their responsibilities. They need to get married. That's their responsibility. Why? In the 21st century? Why? Like that's be the first question out of my mouth. Why would you even think that? That's a 20th century way of thinking for sure. And maybe you might even be right, but tell me why. Well, it's just because that's what I believe. That's my opinion. Okay, well, here's some stats that aren't opinions. They are stats. It's not about how you feel about it. It's about what is instead of what should be. And the whole time I was on with Adam Sosnick, I think the theme was, well, you know, Adam got married once and then he got divorced. And don't we think that marriage is the optimal situation for men to be in? Well, for Rollo Tomasi, it has been for me personally, and probably for Ruslan as well, because Ruslan probably didn't have any choice than to be married if he wanted to, procreate, have sex, and get with the girlfriend. And, you know, got married young, got it. I thought it was funny. It was like when I was on that show, Adam asked us like how long we've been married. I said, I was 25 years then. Well, 26 years then. And then of course, Ruslan has to pipe up. Well, we've been married for like 10 years or something like that. But we've been together for 8. Good flexed. What? Okay. I thought it was pretty funny, but I'm going to look at this breakdown from these guys because I was interested. Like, how are people seeing that show, and what are they doing? Like, these guys have no following. Okay, they're not even above. Like Tori's pushing 10,000 subs. These guys are pushing like 200 subs. They must have just got started, and people go, well, why are you going to give them juice? Why are you going to go in and build them up? Well, it's better to just ignore them. I don't want to ignore them because it's good, fuel for conversation. So I don't care if you've got 100 subs on your channel. I'll still run you up the flagpole. I'll still, buff you out if I think that what you're talking about is relevant to a conversation. So I'm more than happy to do that. Most people want to come at me and they want to use my name and say my name. They want to use my name in
say my name
in the title of a video just so that they can get likes and looks and whatever. Okay, fine. Come at me. I don't care. There's people that I'm going to go after. Yeah. Hi guys. Oh, good. Okay. You guys are in. All right. I'm glad you guys are in for this one because, again, I want to like you guys. I really do. I don't know the name. I don't know your names or anything like that. Please, if I butcher it, that's that. But I'm gonna throw this out there because they gave a fairly decent assessment. And by the way, this is in 2 parts, so forgive me for skipping around in this. But I've got some of the salient parts here. So I'm gonna throw this up here and we'll get started. But before we do, just one more thing is I'm not against marriage. God damn it, I kept trying to fire that one, hammer that one home. with Adam, I try to hammer that one home all the time. I'm not against marriage. I'm against the way we do it now. I'm against the way that we have been doing it, and we have been ruining it as an institution really since the rise, or since the sexual revolution. And by the way, we are not post-sexual revolution. We are still in the midst of the sexual revolution. Some people, I wanted to clarify that, because a lot of people are going, well, sexual revolution, wasn't that back when the Woodstock days and the hippies and the boomers? No, my friend, we are still smack dab in the middle of the sexual revolution. That's what I'm going to argue anyways. 1965 to 2022, we're still here, and we're still dealing with it, and we're still seeing where this social engineering experiment is going. It didn't end in the 80s. It didn't end in the 90s. It is still active and going today. So before I get started, understand this. I think I will repeat this one more time, because I said this also in Adam's show, is that it is my belief, I feel, Merch, it is my understanding that monogamy, in the sense that it's a formalized monogamy, whether that's marriage or however we did it in different epochs, eras of history, and not just in Western societies, but also in Japan and other places, human beings know that we're better together than we are apart. We have to parentally invest in our children. One way or another, that is what's given rise to the human being the apex species on planet Earth. Are we promiscuous? Yes, we are. Are we monogamous? Yes, we are. Oh, is it natural for those? Yes, both. Yes. Two of them can exist at the same time. It's not an either or proposition. If you don't believe me, go have a look at what's the book? Dr. Tim Burkhead. It's actually, the title of the book is called Promiscuity. I've done a full show on it. It's a great, fantastic read. It's called Promiscuity, Dr. Tim Burkhead. If you find the hardback book for less than $80, let me know, because I'd really like to go get it. Fantastic read. Are we promiscuous? Yes. Are we monogamous? Yes. Because if we're not, then again, big head babies, we don't survive. Men are natural protectors and have an innate protector dynamic, or instinct, protection instinct for women and children. Okay, show me. I already have. I've done those shows already. I'm not going to go circle around to that one again. However, as a result, we find out that investing in our offspring is not only necessary, it's something that's going to give rise to the next generation. That's why we can pass on knowledge to the next generation. That's why we're tribal as well. Tribalism is a feature. It's not a bug. Don't try to, you will always be tribal, my friends, in one way or another. Even if you're, raiding someone in League of Legends, raiding in League of Legends, if you're cooperating in some way, you're a tribe, right? For that brief moment while you're together, but you are a tribe. Human beings love being tribes, and there's advantages and disadvantages to that. That's all there is. Just is what is, not what should be. So keep that in mind when we're sifting through the rest of this stuff today. Again, I'm not against marriage. Marriage to me, anyways, is just a formalization of that necessary monogamy. And to be monogamous, we men and women must compromise our mating strategies. That if you've read anything, if you've read the most recent book, The Player's Handbook, I even put it in at least 2 books, but it is the cardinal rule of sexual strategies. And that is, for one sex's strategy to succeed, the others must be compromised or abandoned entirely. So what are men's and women's innate mating strategies? Well, for men, it's unlimited access to unlimited sexuality. Oh, that sounds like it's animalistic and that's immoral. Yeah, it does. Yeah. Sue me. I just work here, man. I didn't build the machine. I'm trying to pick it apart and put it back together again. Well, what about women? Well, women's innate mating strategy is hypergamy. Alpha fucks, beta bucks. Alpha seed, beta need. Short-term sexual benefits versus long-term security benefits in a guy. If you can find them in one dude, you're on, man. That's a lifelong project, ladies, and you're going to love every minute of it. But if you can't, you end up like Lolo Jones. Freeze your eggs and hope the right guy comes along before you're 50. You get frustrated, just like Tommy Lahren, right? Okay, well, fine. Is she married yet? Somebody find out if she's married today. I don't know. I think she is. Baseball player. I guess Jay Cutler, who, by the way, not the bodybuilder Jay Cutler, but the football player. I think he was a quarterback for the Chicago Bears. Donovan would know. That didn't work out. Then she was with some other dudes too. I mean, man, people just gave me all kinds of dirt on Tommy Lahren when I did that one show on her like 2 years ago too. I'm like, anyways, to clarify one more time, I'm not against marriage. I've said this. I will say it again. We are better together than we are apart. We are innate, natural, evolutionary complements to one another. Again, I showed you the emotion episode. I showed you the brain scans. I showed you the fMRI studies. I showed you the synapses. There are innate proclivities that women have psychologically, and there are proclivities men have psychologically. One is strong in one area, one is strong in another area. Got it? Women are better communicators. That's just the way it is. That's how they evolved because they had to. It was a survival adaptation. Men are more interested in things. We're more interested. We prioritize deductive reasoning. Got it? Remember all that? Okay, good. So if you don't got all that, I'll be happy to link you all of those links later on. We already talked about this, so we're going to move on. We're trying to build upon previous episodes here. So with all that said, again, we are better together than we are apart. And that's the problem. That's what's problematic. The women don't want to get with the guys, and the guys don't want to get with the women. And yes, I saw the bullshit episode with Hafiz and Ruslan talking about, the red pill says this. And, straw man, keep it going. Okay, fine. That's not what the red pill says. Red pill is analytical. It's not prescriptive. So, but again, the idea that the red pill is in any way giving advice or trying to influence guys, I'm not trying to influence you. All I want to do is give you the proper information so you can make good, well-educated decisions. And that's all I really start. That's the starting point. That's the launch point for everything that I do. Just keep that in your brains.